And hi guys, welcome to this month's Art Snacks July unboxing. We are going to do things a little differently this month. You probably already noticed in my glasses I have a new spotlight trying to bring a little bit more light in instead of being all dark here and all bright in the back. Secondly, to avoid you guys having to look at the back of my head for half an hour, I am going to do the description of the items right on my desk. So it should take less time and we should struggle a lot less with the zoom because, as you know from like the past 10 or 15 videos, I've been struggling trying to get the zoom to work automatically on the webcam, but it should work better on the phone. So I'll see you guys after this commercial break. And we are back on my drawing desk. Now everything is, let's be honest, pretty much glued on the board because I can't exactly move the desk around really easily. So let's get started. As usual, we have the candy, which is, this month is a Sour Apple Laffy Taffy, the sticker, which I know I lost when Mom saw it, and the menu, which I'm taking off. And let's see. Of course, we're gonna start with the joke. How do artists declare peace? With a chartreuse. Yeah, gotta admit, this one they're pretty clever. And we start with the Marabu Graphics Aqua Ink, $3.99 retail, new product. I'm taking off the glue as I go. And there we go, the Aqua Ink graphics with the details, and this one is quite exactly a Carmine Red. A new product. Marabu has a new addition to their exciting, graphic line, Aqua Ink. This ultra brilliant pigmented watercolor ink is transparent and highly light fast. Even after drying, the ink can be completely dissolved with water, making the creative possibilities endless. The bright hues can be mixed together to pick up some more colors in the Art Snacks shop and get experimenting. That's the other reason why I decided to make most of this video like on my desk right now, not just to save time, but so I don't fiddle out with the zoom constantly. The Molotow One For All Acrylic Twin Marker. $10.25 retail. Staff favorite. Here you go. 2 sturdy tips, 1 awesome marker. The Molotow One For All Acrylic Twin Marker is filled with highly opaque acrylic-based ink that flows from 2 different tips. 1.5 millimeters on one end. Doink. Look at it. Almost automatic zoom. And 4 millimeters on the other. Oh, this is nice and crisp. UV resistant and permanent on nearly all surfaces, this marker will be handy for a variety of projects. To begin paint flow, give the marker a good shake, then gently press down the nib several times on your art surface. And as you saw, that has already been done. Next is the Copic Drawing Pen FO2, $5.95 retail. Too bad it's pretty shiny there. I'll still get used to it, but the lighting is much better than it used to be. Get the feeling of a traditional fountain pen without the inky mess. We'll just see about that. The Copic Drawing Pen features a stainless steel tip, perfect for inking and drawing when you're right-handed. This is a fountain pen style drawing pen, and of course these work better when you pull. The problem is I'm left-handed, so I push. So we'll see what's going to happen with that. Achieve a variety of line widths by simply changing your writing pressure. And I push like I'm giving birth to the art. So yeah. Not really looking forward to this one, but that's not Copic's fault. It's mine for being left-handed and goofy when I draw. The water-based dye ink won't bleed when used with Copic products or other markers. However, it's not waterproof. Be sure to let ink or watercolor dry completely before using this pen over it. And this is why we invented video editing, people. Stay up there, you. Oh, I'm glad, because it looked like it was going to be hard to glue back on. This is the Museum Emerald Artist Brush by Weber, $5.99 to $10.49 retail range, depending on brush type. I seem this time to have gotten a flat round brush. Compared to all the constantly pointy round brush I kept getting, it's nice to have a change once in a while. Are you going to focus? Ah, automatically. Look at that. Oh, I love this. Museum Emerald Filbert 6204 in size 2. The Museum Emerald Artist Brush by Weber is truly a gem. Its exclusive, patented handle lets your fingers rest gently in the indentations to relieve fatigue and maximize performance. The durable synthetic Taklon bristles provide ultimate control and can withstand extensive use in oil, acrylic, and watercolor. It's suitable for various applications and techniques, so try it out with your new Marabu Graphics Aqua ink. Thank you, I believe I will do that. And bonus item is a Grumbacher or Grumbacher or Grumbacher watercolor paper sample pad. This month, we've included a sample pad of Grumbacher, Grumbacher, whatever, watercolor paper for you to try out your new supplies. This 140-pound, 300 GSM cold press paper is excellent for wet media such as ink and watercolor. And I don't know if you guys can tell visibly, it's highly textured on one side and much smoother on the other. So yeah, this is what we have for this month. So as usual, I am going to start on the art. And I'll see you guys face to face after the commercial break. first of all, I apologize. I think the first part of the drawing video had a little bug in it. That is user error. I accidentally filmed myself in slow motion instead of time-lapse, and then my phone overheated. So I had to combine, like, squish 20 minutes of video into like 3 minutes. So should go well the next time because all the other little parts of the video work well. That is my fault. I apologize. Secondly, item review. Goes smooth, and it does hold really well. It feels weird to have this tiny little head and this big handle for me, but it works well. I have no complaints. I didn't lose any hair. It's nice and flowy. Nothing against it. Secondly, this thing. I am certain it's a good marker because the application was absolutely beautiful. Look at how opaque this is. And I'm not going to trying to zoom on this for long because there's a nice little slow-mo earlier. Nice even application, and it was actually quite easy to water down with my water brush and using this also. My only issue, and I don't really think it's the marker's fault that much, is because it felt like it was ripping off the watercolor paper. It might be a little strong when used directly on the paper. It felt scratchy. It felt like too strong. Know what I mean? Like it was saying in the description that the other paint was easy to lift. Well, this marker lifts the paper. So if you gotta use it like on smoother paper. Don't push too hard. You know, stuff like that. Be gentle. Is this? Yeah, that's the big nib. Yeah, you can... well, I can because I'm not going to try to struggle with it for the zoom. I'm gonna leave the zoom alone eventually. I promise next video I'm gonna stop focusing on that. I can see here there's literally bits of paper on the big nib. Small nib, however, was doing a lot well. Like, it's small, but it makes smaller lines than you would imagine, so it's really good for detail work. But like I said, use some strong cardstock. Don't really use this for watercolor unless you're going to water it down first with a water brush, or a normal brush dipped in water. And as you probably saw during the trial period, the Aqua Ink Graphics watercolor ink by Marabu, right here, is the exact same red as the Molotow. Like, I opened the box, and then I pulled this out, and then I pulled this out, and I thought, okay, Art Snacks is trolling me now because I complained too much about all the blue and purple. Honestly, I find that hilarious. It's likely a coincidence, but that's why you got 5 rubies now. Same thing for this one. That's the paint I just mentioned 5 seconds ago that is supposed to lift really well and that is supposed to mix very well with water, and it did. That's how I managed to get different skin tones for what is pretty much the exact same character. But in the show, they got like slight changes in between. So that's what I attempted to do. You can pretty much see it the best on navy. And for some reason, the Molotow is kind of shiny in the light. When I first saw it and it started to dry, you can kind of see there's a golden sheen. So that's interesting. That's an interesting look there going on. I don't know what causes it. Probably the ingredient that makes it opaque. But yeah, this little thing, recommendation. Really good. Really smooth. There's no grit. There's no... like, it's an acrylic ink paint, kind of, but there's no grittiness, there's no too much thickness. It kind of feels like an ink, and it mixes really well, and yes, it does lift up really well. I tested it, so it does what it says on the tin. Now, I mentioned in the description that I was going to struggle with this. The Copic Drawing Pen F02 Copic Proof. I did! As expected, but it's not the pen's fault. The ink flow works well. The nib is smooth. The problem is my hand. Plus, I was working on watercolor paper and very, textured watercolor paper. It was like trying to drive on Quebec roads during the summer. All horrible and bumpy, and I had trouble, and my line kept jutting around because I'm left-handed, as mentioned earlier. I push when I draw. This is not made for pushing, sadly. So if you're left-handed, either you're going to need a lot of practice trying to pull when you draw, or just forget this one and go for one with either a brush nib or a felt style nib. Because, oh, this is dry. Because because basically you're just going to struggle. So my mom is right-handed and she has beautiful handwriting, so she's getting this. She's gonna be happy. She was actually eyeballing it. So that's it for this month. I actually did enjoy the box a lot. This is not the pen's fault. This is my own fault. This is nice. This is harsh a little bit, but still works good. This is nice and smooth. So all in all, a pretty pleasant box this month. And even if I'm kind of complaining that I got the two of the same red, I'm actually surprised that it's the exact same red from two different companies. Plus, red is my favorite color, so it's not really a complaint. It's more like a challenge to work, to try and do monochrome work. All in red. Thankfully, Steven Universe exists, so I was able to get an idea. So, I'll see you guys not necessarily next month. We will see each other next month. It's just that I'm working also on a tiny little bonus video for some stuff I saw at the dollar store, and I'll do my best to get it done as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys then. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.